Hello my friends, I'm going to talk to you today about knives. The best knives for mums. Now, I used to work in a catering kitchen, so I've used lots of various knives. But over time when you're working, you find out which are the best ones for you. So if you're anything like me, I've got very skinny wrists, as you can see, very small hands. I find it quite difficult with the big heavy chef's knives. I find them too heavy, too bulky, I can't control them. At work we have to follow food standards, food hygiene regs and all the rest of it. So the knives that you use in a catering kitchen have to be colour coded. So you've got green for fruit and veg, blue for fish, red for raw meat, yellow for cooked meat, and you have to use those colours. So mine are coloured, but they're all the same sharpness. If you buy a brown one and you buy a yellow one, same knife, same size, same sharpness, it's just different colour. So don't feel like if you see one in the sale that it's not going to be sharp. They're all the same sharpness. Now I'm just going to show you knives that work for me. I'm a mum, I've got a family. They're good sharp knives, they're light knives, you can put them in the dishwasher, you don't have to fart around with them, they're cheap enough for you to replace. As you can see, they're thin metal, very lightweight, which is perfect. So let me take you through them. Right, this is just a vegetable knife. So obviously carrots, potatoes, whatever you feel comfortable with. That's a nifty little knife, just a multi-purpose vegetable knife. I bought this about 3 years ago, something like that. I'm just going to tell you how much it was. I've written it down. It was £1.90. It's called a 4-inch vegetable knife, and it's by Genware, and the website is called Drink Stuff. So if you want to go on there, then go for it. I like this knife because it's not too big and it gives you a bit of room to pretend like you know what you're doing. So you can chop finely like onions and that sort of thing, because it gives you a bit of a, you know, a bit of rhythm. It makes you look like you're a cook. If you do it with the little one, it's too much like hard work, innit? You can do more with a bigger knife. So yeah, it's these two. They're both vegetable knives, officially, both vegetable knives. The brown one was £5.14. For a sharp knife, I think that's really good actually. This one's optional. This is a tomato knife, but it's a very handy knife to have. I got this one from Amazon. This isn't Genware because they didn't have any at the time, but it's from Amazon. It's called a tomato knife. They're all pretty much for muchness, and they make it so much easier when you cut in a tomato, because you can slice it with no bother. See how easily that goes through. If you did it with a vegetable knife, with a tomato, it's just squashing it. Just squashing it all out. So yeah, the tomato knife makes it much easier. This knife I use for cutting joints of meat. Like I'll buy, quite thrifty, so when I'm buying a joint of beef, I will buy a longer, bigger piece and cut it in half, and then it'll do us over 2 teas. So cool. So that's what I use that one for. Now my favourite knife, and every chef's favourite knife, is this one. Again, it's Genware. It's the most expensive one, but there's a good reason for that. It's serrated slicer, 10 inches, $15.50 that was. But I'm not kidding, you can use it for everything. You can use it for slicing sandwiches, you can use it as a bread knife. I have a bread knife. This is an official bread knife and it's shit. Follow me for more tips. Right. So you can use this for everything. It's brilliant. I love this knife so much. So I could use it for this cucumber if I wanted to. Yeah, you might think it's big, but you can use it for that if you wanted to. Really good for cutting watermelon. The only thing I wouldn't really use it on is like potatoes. Never tried it with the carrots. Have a look. No. No good for carrot at all. What's that one like for the carrot? That's alright. So, you will have noticed the eagle eyes, that I use a wooden chopping board, but I've got a glass board underneath it. Now, the reason for that is because if you use a glass board, it will blunt your knives. If your board is sliding around, either use a tea towel or a dishcloth underneath and it stops it sliding around, because obviously your knife's sharp, so you don't want to be cutting your fingers off, do you? So always secure your board. That's what a narcissist chef told me once. Always secure your board. Anyway, so there is a good reason for that, to be fair, but there we go. So, that's my guide to knives. But remember, be careful when you first get them, because they're super, super sharp. They obviously dull over time, but they are cheap enough for you to replace. So when they're looking a bit tired, you can just get another one. I know the chef's knives are good and they'll last you for hundreds of thousands of years, but they're heavy. They're too heavy for me. I don't like them. They're too heavy, too big, too bulky, too thick. Don't like them. These are perfect. Nice, lightweight, sharp. As I say, the colour doesn't matter, but if you go on that website, was it Drink Stuff, the website, and they're just ideal. So the proper catering kitchen knives are probably a quarter of the price of a big block of knives, which you won't even use half of them anyway. So yeah, happy cooking.